Everyone, this is Simran from the bakery cart, and today we are going to make some no yeast cheesy garlic pizza dough. It's pizza, it's a breadstick, it's amazing, and it's just made with 2 ingredients. This recipe is from the One Pot Chef, and it's wonderful. So come join me in my kitchen. Ingredients for the no yeast pizza garlic bread is we're going to use 2 cups of flour, and we are going to sieve 2 teaspoons of baking powder into this. So we're going to make our own little self-raising flour. Then you need 500 grams of curd, dahi. You need some cheese, grated cheese. So I'm using Amul. Chili flakes is optional. I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil in which I have some pound garlic and some basil, chopped up basil leaves. I have my pan which is floured and oiled and then dusted with flour and kept ready. Also add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the flour when you are sieving it. So the whole idea of kneading this dough is with a knife. This recipe and this technique I saw in the One Pot Chef, and I was very keen to try it out. So you just have to cut through the flour and the dough. Sorry, the flour and the curd, the yogurt. So the dough came together pretty quickly just using this knife. Now I'm going to turn this out onto a floured surface and knead it just a little bit. So just knead this lightly, and although it gets really sticky, just add a little bit of flour as we go along. So I'm using regular maida, and don't worry about the stickiness. Just lightly keep kneading this for till the time it becomes soft and pliable. I shall show you that dough in a bit. About 4 to 5 minutes of kneading and the addition of flour, I must have gone to about maybe about 1/2 cup more of flour to get to this sort of soft dough. And now just going to sort of divide this into 4, and we are going to make 4 little cheesy garlic basil pizzas. So I'll just get back to you. So I rolled 3 of these out and put them on my baking tray. Now I have this olive oil which has pound garlic and some fresh basil leaves, and I'm going to spread this oil on the bread base. So the amount of garlic and whether you want to add basil, oregano, whatever, it's your call. You don't want to add any of the herbs, just garlic and olive oil, that's also fine. So I'll just put this on all of them and then get back to you. So after a generous sprinkling or generous amount of the garlic, basil, olive oil, I put a fairly generous amount of chili flakes because we're Indian and we like our spice. And then there's a lot of there's a bit of the Italian seasoning. Then there's cheese, that's regular Amul cheese, shredded Amul cheese, and these I'm going to bake. And I've kept one of my little pieces of dough because I'm going to try and do it without the oven and on the gas stove. So let's see how that turns out. This is my little makeshift oven. I have my tawa that's really hot, and I've reduced the flame. I just greased the tawa, dusted it with a little bit of flour, and since most of my stuff is still packed, I'm going to be using another plate to cover this. I don't have the lids out, and we're going to leave this. Guys, baking in the oven got a little bit overdone. by maybe about 5-7 minutes. Now sprinkle some more cheese on top, and believe me, this is super delicious. The experiment that I had been doing on the gas stove, so this got burnt a bit, but it's really nice on top. So maybe, instead of covering this with a lid and cooking for about 20 minutes, 15 should have been good. So do try these out. They are really, really nice. And it's a no yeast pizza, garlicky bread. Call it what you want. It's just super yummy.